Hello Geeks! Today I have got another tips and tricks video up my sleeve for you, and to start we are building the most basic of house designs. Now in a recent video I had somebody notice something I had done in my Building Evolved world, which is where we are now. If you've never checked that out, I'll link you to it at the end of the video. It's why I'm dressed as a captain, building an epic port city, and it's quickly coming to a state of completion, so dive in, check it out. But in that world, I did something in an off-camera build and had somebody go, hey, could you please make a tips and tricks video on how you did that? And I absolutely will. And to start, what we need is a boring house. Anytime I have faced with something that looks like this, I want to find a way to spice it up. Now, the way that we're going to do this isn't useful in any particular way, but it has a good natural look to it. So if you use S+ in your building worlds, the ceilings are very much the same as the vanilla ones, but they lack an ability the vanilla ceilings lack. They will only snap like this to the outside or the inside of a wall. Bless the rains. And then a vanilla ceiling, on the other hand, has a snap point here, where if you have a wall, it will snap in between them like that. And this is exactly how I did the shed on the front of the house. So on this house, we could actually probably go 3 wide. It's probably going to look a little weird if we go 3 wide. Well, let's have a look. If we were to put a triangle, yes, that's going to be weird. So let's just go 1 wide, and what we're going to do is place our triangles here. Now this is probably going to require the no clip method, but otherwise it's a vanilla building design. So what you can do is that, and then from there you are going to have the option to snap on a roof like so. Now that in and of itself can be cool. You can snap a pillar down from here and make it just look like a bit of an overhang. But the best thing to do is to make it look like a little vestibule, a little addition to the house. So maybe what we will do, the door frames work great in this scenario. If you want it to look like it hangs out over the edge, Lord, Ark and its snap points, sweet Louise. Okay, so go down like this. Good Lord, Ark, come on, you're messing with me. All right, let's try from the inside. So this is the caveat, guys, is that if you're going to do this, you're going to end up with something that looks like this on the inside, which may or may not be, appealing to you. If you do this, what you get on the front is something that very much looks like an overhang. Now, if you have S+ and you have double door frames, you can accentuate that look even more by using the double door frames instead of the door frames. So for us, we would build down like this, and then let's just say, for example, you are a PC user and S+ is in your wheelhouse. These double door frames work even better for that purpose because they can form a narrower edge and a door frame there. But for us today, we're actually going to take that down, and instead what we're going to do is fill this out with windows. And I believe at this point, if you wanted to snap a foundation in there, you could. Okay, no, I'm free placing a foundation in there, which is totally possible. So that's an option, is do that. That actually, I kind of nailed it on the placement. Let's go ahead and remove these. We're going to remove the door frames too, because instead of the vestibule look, we want a solid addition to the house. It's not a porch. It's Lord. Okay, it's not a porch. It is a extension of the house. And then if you have the guts, you can free place a foundation. Yeah. So just get close enough. Keep your view down, and you will find a spot here. Okay, so no ground or snap point. What happened? There we go. So that's not bad. Now, one thing that happened is because I removed those walls and I built down, my snap points got a little messed up here. So this actually probably another whole way to build it, but that does require, that probably requires the no clip method. This design in general does. So the simplest thing you may want to do is just build down like so. And Lord, the snap points in this game, I tell you what. Okay, let's do that. And then you could build down with wood, or alternatively, do I have stone walls in my inventory? I certainly do. You could build down with a stone wall and make it look like this is an extension of the foundation, which I think is a good look. So you do something like that. Very, very simple. Now the whole key to that, and I will kind of give you the once over, is the first placement of that vanilla ceiling. So anytime you are building with vanilla, you go ahead and do this. You can take a vanilla ceiling, and there's a snap point right here on the corner. Now, you can use that to great effect. If you put fence foundations up here and snap pillars off, you can really play with your snap points, or you can use this to build just, you can really mix things up, honestly. So, if we go like this, right, now we have another snap point on the corner. Right? And now we have the ability to build down like this. So again, this is requiring the no clip method, and I'm building right over top of my teleporter, which is how I get here to the tips and tricks tutorial island, which I created for all the tutorials I'm recording today. And then at some point it's going to want foundation support, but that isn't the hardest thing in the world, because at some point here you are still perfectly in line with your original foundations. I think this next thing we do would bring us back in line. So let's see if we can build now, right? And then once we do that, we have now gone, we have now come and gone perfectly in line with the original foundations. So I think I'd have a couple of different snap points here. But that is a pretty cool technique. I very much like it. And you can do some very neat stuff by using this crossover technique. I think it's quite neat. Let me know what you're going to use it for. Let me know if you already knew that technique, that a vanilla ceiling works to create new snap points for you, so that you could build off in multiple directions. You could build off like a madman. You could do pretty much anything. And these things crisscross and they cross over, and, you know. You guys can see what I'm doing here, right? So you could have a lot of fun playing with this. I would love to know what you were going to attempt to create with it in your world. I think I'm going to end today's video with a couple little cinematics from my Building Evolved world, showing you where I have used this. The most recent use was here on the fisherman's cabin, fisherman's hut. Now, on the front of it, I added in a little vestibule using the door frames. Another example of where I did it is on the front of one of the harbor buildings, this blue and brown and white building, and on it I actually used the fence foundations to create angles and to build off so that it has sloped sides on either side, and it basically centers you're basically centering a single wall in between two walls, which can do a lot of things for you visually. On this version, obviously, I've made it with glass door frames that look like windows, and I really like how it looks. So as you get another cinematic of the harbor town popping up on your screen is a link to the Building Evolved playlist. Consider checking it out if you're into, this is the first video you've watched, and you're into some of the creative building I might have come up with in the past. Check out Building Evolved. My dogs are barking, so I better wrap this video up, and a link to the tips and tricks playlist as well. Check some of those out. I most recently built a circle, showed you how to do some garden gateways, do a lot of fun stuff with S+, and occasionally some vanilla stuff as well. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm UTC, and I will see you in the next video.